Alright, hello everyone, this is Mr. Crozier. I wanted to finish Notes 3.5 with 4 more problems. This should help you on your homework too. Alright, number 1, we have this equation, we have to find the derivative. So if we find the derivative, well, we know the derivative of 3 is 0, plus this, and this is a product, so we have to use a product rule, and the product rule is left d right, and the derivative of cosine is negative sine x, plus the right one, which is cosine x, times the derivative of the left one. So we have right d left plus left, or sorry, left d right plus right d left. Alright, to simplify that or clean it up, we'd probably put the positive one first, and we'd usually write 2 times cosine x minus x squared times sine x. We usually write the trig functions after the regular functions, and then usually put the positive and the negative. There's your derivative. Number 2, find the first 3 derivatives here. Well, so we're going to go f prime, f double prime, f triple prime, and we're going to just take the derivative on down. So the derivative here is 8 and cosine. Alright, the derivative here is 8. What's the derivative of cosine? Well, that's a negative sine. Derivative here, what's the derivative of sine? Well, sine is cosine. And there you go, first derivative all the way down. And just in case we have a story problem, remember this is position, velocity, acceleration, and the fourth derivative is jerk, a change in acceleration. Alright, number 5, find the tangent here on this one at this point, and let's go ahead and finish that point, pi over 2, and if I plug pi over 2 there, cosine at pi over 2 is 0, plus 1 is 1. So there's my point. There's my function, and I'm looking for this equation, right? Well, let's find the slope. Well, what's the slope at this point? Well, if it's a slope at one point, yeah, we need the derivative. So what would the derivative of this be? Derivative of cosine is negative sine x. That's just 0. Plug in pi over 2 there. Y prime at, let's go ahead and write it this way, y prime at pi over 2 is negative sine of pi over 2. What sine of pi over 2? 1 made negative, so our derivative is negative 1. Our slope is negative 1, so y is equal to negative 1x plus b. All that's left is to find the b value. How do I find the b value? Well, I plug in the point, and I plug in pi over 2 here and 1 there. Add this over here, and we have 1 plus pi over 2. We're not going to estimate, we're not going to get a decimal, we're going to leave it exact. So my equation is y is equal to negative x, there's the slope, plus the b value, and the b value is 1 plus a pi over 2. You're used to having just one number there, and we could get a decimal approximation for that, but we don't want to round, so there's the exact equation. Alright, and the last one, a particle is moving according to this function. When is its velocity 0? Well, velocity is the first derivative. What would that be? That would be 0, 3 cosine x. There's its derivative, and I want to know when is the derivative 0. Well, solve the equation. Cosine x is 0. When's cosine x 0? Well, cosine is 0 at pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2 and around the circle, but we're just going to stick in one rotation of the circle. So at these points on this function, the derivative would be 0. Alright, hope this helps with your homework.